Good evening, passengers. Mega Sim, how are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. It is the July roadmap. It is the 4th of July, Independence Day for America. But yes, July update is what we're going to be looking at for the roadmap update for Train Sim World 3. So I've been out today. I was out in Nottingham, so we're back in. So roadmap update of 6th of June. I did let them know on Discord that that is wrong. It's not the 6th of June, it's the 4th of July. So let's have a look at the Too Long Didn't Read. The Thameslink Class 700 is coming next week, Tuesday the 11th of July. Oh yes. So new US gameplay and livery. There is new US gameplay and livery pack to the roadmap, developed by Skyhook Games. The HST livery designer and GWE patch has been launched today. The Midland Mainline and Link Rhines Tracker updates are launching this week. Niddertal Barn patch coming later this July. And inside development build processes. So, Independence Day for America. There is the July roadmap, so let's have a look. So top billing this month is the Thameslink Class 700, which can now reveal that will release next week, Tuesday the 11th of June. James has an update for us with a first look at it in action. And they're previewing it from Thursday at 6 PM UTC, so that's 7 PM British Summer Time. So this Thursday at 7 PM BST. Also this month, and happy coincidence, completely planned initiative around releasing a roadmap on the 4th of July, there is new American gameplay and a livery pack developed by Skyhook Games added to the roadmap, but more details to come soon. Bundle in some patch updates, the first of which includes the long-awaited HST livery designer functionality, the Midland Mainline improvements, and the Link Rhines Tracker BR103 brake improvements, which launched earlier today. Okay, so the Link Rhines Tracker Midland Mainline did launch today, not later this week. It is out, but we'll have a look at those updates and a bit like that in a bit. Anyway, so it is a shorter roadmap this time around, as they continue to work on stuff behind the scenes. There will be streaming tonight. Whilst I'm recording, they're just about to start answering questions from the thread. So beta program applications, over 300 applicants applied. They've approached 25 of them for a beta forum earlier this week. So that would be for Xbox and PC Steam beta program testers. So yeah, really good to get some more involved, to get a wider spread of feedback. A lot of feedback I did personally on the beta Xbox for Midland Mainline because of my local knowledge, but it's good to have knowledge of ones that are in the area, ones that drive certain trains, know about the signalling, etc., as well as people that just have a real good eye, an OCD eye for things. But yeah, it's good to have those 25 applicants, so hopefully we'll be seeing them soon on the beta testing. And anyway, let's go on from there. So Thameslink 700. So James gave us an update last month on the 700 and he went ham on it. This time around there is a release date for us, pricing information, sounds and a teaser video sharing what we can expect. So James is back with Class 700 news, so let's kick it off. The most important update of the day is it's coming next week. And it will be available on all platforms for £12.99, €15.99, $16.99, and also have bundle options available to pick up the ultimate Kent high-speed experience. So as the countdown begins for more commuter action in the Medway towns, there's another little gift up his sleeve for us all. Foster our foresights into the inner workings of the Class 700 with a manual. Oh my goodness, we have a manual. Be prepared for the 11th of July by familiarising ourselves with the cab controls, procedures and including gameplay. Let's have a look. We have a manual. That's something that I really need to have a look at, especially when the cold and dark starts, especially with moving from third rail to overhead, so DC to AC. But I am really looking forward to seeing what this Class 700 is giving us. Anyway, back to the roadmap. To get a glimpse of the 700 in action, there will be a Railfan preview stream in 2 days' time on Thursday, where Matt, JD and James will showcase the all-new unit. If you cannot wait that long, never fear. There is a walk-around video which they can share with us today. So what we're going to do is let's have a look at that. Okay, sticking my headphones on so I can listen to this. Interesting. So that is the third rail motor. There's in the first class, of course. Remember, if you're in the back row of first class, at the back of the train, you don't have to have a first class ticket. Right, so that sounds good. So that was the DC. That was the third rail sound. The DC and the AC, so the overhead and the third rail do have different motor sounds. Anyway, Class 700 releasing in a week's time. The unit is essentially feature, physics and sounds complete. The Desaro cities are certainly interesting to drive. Much like the 395, the difference between the AC and DC acceleration is noticeable. What is a common factor throughout are the brakes. So they have oomph, the fastest that James has personally seen. Where are we? There. Firstly, approach the station so far is close to 50 miles an hour, and he still made it stop. So while being daring is not a recommended driving practice, it's good fun to put the 700 through its paces in various conditions. So for the sounds, a mix of sources has been vital for the efforts, including files from the detailed Armstrong Powerhouse sound set. So that's something that we always moan about, I will say, that the sounds aren't always accurate. But remember, the Armstrong Powerhouse sound set is pretty much true life recordings, or you know that, but there also needs to be a mix, a software mix that's done by Train Sim World, by Dovetail Games. So the Armstrong Powerhouse sound set may sound slightly different to the Armstrong Powerhouse sound set on Train Sim Classic, even though it's the same file, because it does get mixed differently. If you notice in like Train Sim Classic, there are a lot of things that get repeated, and it kind of has that in Train Sim World, but it is a very different way of working, especially with the different camera angles and inside and in the passenger, you know. But the Armstrong Powerhouse sound set has been used, which is great. That is amazing, and I do like that, and I do love that AP are being used for all these new sound sets, especially with the Midland Mainline Class 43 and 158. That was really good as well. I know that there have been comments of people going, that's not Armstrong Powerhouse. It is, but remember, the mixing is done by Dovetail, which may sound slightly different. But anyway, I'm happy it's Armstrong Powerhouse. That's good. Anyway, the distinctive DC traction motors are his favourite. Yeah, I prefer the AC traction motor sounds to the DC ones. But there is an extra twist compared to the older UK Desaros. So the older UK Desaros would be Class 444s. The Southwest Trains, Southwest Railway, they were Desaros, Siemens, so the motor phase sound change happens at 28 miles per hour now rather than 20, which makes it a handy notifier for our speed approaching the limit through the dense Medway towns. This Class 700 will complete the passenger experience of the Southeastern High Speed. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is something that's actually going through your head, but why does it say it will complete the experience? Does that mean that Southeastern High Speed has stopped? Is that all we're getting? We're not getting the loop to Ramsgate? Not sure. Anyway, bring in an additional 80 plus services and a bumper pack of 7 scenarios. Being a familiar sight to thousands every day, including many of them at DTG, it's been a labour of love. The seats might be a bit stiff, they might just be a way of getting from A to B, but they're solid, effective, and a good old ironing board. Thanks, James. There are some additional things worth mentioning, which they'll discuss more on the preview stream on Thursday. There was a testing window for Xbox, and they have identified some difficulties with performance on certain consoles, specifically Xbox Series S, with the all-new services being added to high speed. As a result, there will be a full timetable, but a smaller, less memory-demanding timetable. So there'll be a full timetable and a smaller, less memory-demanding timetable, which will mainly remove some static stock and less visible AI services. Players will have the smaller timetable by default in journey mode and the option to try more memory-intensive timetable in the services menu. And finally, by way of an update, they haven't put the stock markers in, the Thames Link stock markers in yet for the launch, but that will be further down the line. Talking of other things, just want to remind you, we do have our new channel, Train Real World. We currently have 528 subscribers with 13 videos. We upload every Friday at 3 PM UK time. And we do put some videos here and there. So as you can see, we've got Waterloo and City. That was last Friday. The Friday before was London Transport Museum. And we did have the Rescue the HST Power Car. That was the extended edition. But at the weekend, on Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was down in Torquay. And I did take a few videos for Train Real World. The Dawlish videos are up. But in a few weeks, you will see the full trip on the HST from Derby to Newton Abbot, and there's going to be a few special bits in that as well, so take a look at that. Subscribe to Train Real World and watch the videos, because we want to get that up there with Megasim. We want to showcase trains in the UK, separating it a bit from Megasim. Anyway, back to it. So anyway, at Train Real World, Train Real World. Thanks, guys. Let's go back to it. German Loco. Work is continuing on the German Loco. No further news at this stage. So, the updated timetable for New York to Trenton. There is continuing work on the timetable. They're waiting for the core dispatcher improvement in order to complete the development on the timetable. It then needs to be tested and iterated on. So, it is a little while off yet. Just go on the May and June roadmaps to see a description of what they're aiming towards. There are some contact patches, especially the improved SEHS timetable a couple of weeks ago. Work continues on other areas, so it's good. So looking at that, the HST livery designer compatibility. This has been released today. Just drinking my tea. Please read the patch notes section for more details. Missing Peninsula Corridor and Oakville Corridor Baby Bullet services. TSW2 preservation crew releases. So fixes in the queue, nothing further on this. Patch update. Here's the summary. So, June 7th, we had the Middle Main Line, Link Rhine, Stroker, Bremen, Oldenburg, Rivet, content and more, with a few changes. 20th of June, we improved the timetable of the Southeastern High Speed. Follow up from the June update, where there were random locations. Yep. And then earlier today, which was today, was the Midland Main Line patch number 2, which had a few things. So trains should not automatically brake as you pass the entry line turnout. TPWS should now only activate when matching train direction. The scenario of can't make your mind up should now be completed. Updated passenger information systems at stations to correctly display operating services. Tail lamp should now be present on the rear of all ROG 37 or freight services. So some good stuff there. The Link Rhine Strecker update number 2. HST livery designer. HST coaches and power car will be available for use in Livery Designer. Now guys, here's something for you. As you know, 43025 is the Loco, the power car that was purchased. You've seen the videos on that. I would love to see some HST 43025 liveries using the MTU engine. I forgot the name of it. MTU engine. So, keep me posted. Let me know on the Discord when you've created a livery so I can have a look at it. Would love to see that. 43025 through the ages. If you've got something a little more unique, definitely let me know for that one, especially if it's Great Western, Mega Sim kind of related as well. But yeah, let me know on that. Also, correct HST numbering and lettering to coaches. The HST for the past few months have been 00000, and now they're going to have the correct numbering. And there's some audio tweaks and some disabled substitution for HST in Class 66 in scenarios. The Nidus Talbarn post-release patch will be planned for later this month, with some more motion blur, etc, 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 etc. Skyhook Games. So, following the latest update to address player feedback, they have continued to monitor things and prepared more improvements for the route. They have completed updates to the 158 HST scenarios, timetable, signalling, safety and passenger information systems. With the help of DTG, they hope to have these improvements rolled out to players as soon as possible. So plenty more improvements to Midland Mainline, which is just an amazing DLC, an amazing route. There is also a USA scenario livery pack that is being finalised, and we will find out more soon. Just Trains. Another month, another detailed update. Alex from Just Trains gives us an update on what they're working on. So summer has arrived. It's the perfect time to go on our holidays, and it's just the kind of thing that we'll be able to do virtually in the upcoming Just Trains Train Sim World route, whether it's wet or dry. Do you want to head towards the coast or visit a city to see the sights? It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, but the Just Trains team are making fantastic progress, having completed 38 miles with only 10 miles left. There's one of the images. All the large stations are completed, and work continues on the less grand examples. They even have one that is depicted in a state of disrepair, and it looks absolutely amazing and is explorable. The trackside scenery looks fantastic, really immersive. Looking at some of the screenshots, you need to take a second hard look to confirm it's virtual and not real. And they've started to place overhead line equipment. Yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? The other assets that the route requires are all coming along nicely and really add to the atmosphere, although the real-world use of some distinctive sites near the track are unclear. A rail vehicle is looking hellfire and is currently having its simulgraph, which is the dynamic examinations, and sounds created for it. At this advanced stage, it's good to see how the land lies. Okay, so does anyone know what connector that would be for? What train, what loco would that be connected to? Let me know in the comments down below when you watch this. They're creating a product that will help recreate the days of British Rail with a focus on the timetable, giving us an immersive experience with busy and varied operations that feature passenger, parcels, freight and shunting. When driving the route, we will find significant changes to the timetable you drive depending on which season you're driving in, thus providing a wealth of possibilities. Alongside this, the use of layers, which will interact with other add-ons that you may own, like the BR Class 31, spawning on passenger diagrams for example, which will mean that we will never be certain on what might turn up, just like the good old days of BR. We are so looking forward to you seeing it. And look at that, the BR logo on that riveted loco train. So inside development, the update process. So there is a bit around updates of what they are: severity, visibility, viability. It's good to have a look at that yourself. And then, as you know, we've got the roadmap. We've added indicators. They have added indicators to show how far along the development is. So the next arrival for Dovetail is the BR700 and the German locomotive. Partner program in development is the USA Scenario Livery Pack and a UK route developed by Just Trains. And then the in planning is the 420 by TSG as well. There are some core features being sorted, which we know. And some special products, team and patches are on here as well. And yeah, I just need to get a bit of spare time and start having a look at the HST on Great Western Express. As I said, a reminder, Train Real World is an amazing page to go to. So our Train Real World videos are now going to be on that channel. So please help us out by subscribing and watching the videos. There's some really good stuff in here. We've got the welcome here. We've got some train spotting. We've got the 43025 move extended edition. And this week, on Friday, we have got a HST from Derby to Bristol Parkway. And the week after is something to do with Bristol. So hopefully you're going to look forward to that. But I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe for more from the Mega Sim. Social media links are in the description below. And I will see you in the next video. See you later, guys. Bye.